Let's talk about some theme parks reopening. Universal is approved to reopen next week. Now, Disney, SeaWorld, and Busch Gardens, they are submitting their plans. Most of the Orlando area parks have said that you're going to have to wear a face mask and have your temperature checked. Hand sanitizer is going to be available before and after the rides. Disney says to get in, you'll also need a reservation. That will limit how many people show up each day. They're also planning to deploy a dedicated team of employees to make sure everyone's social distancing and to make sure people are wearing their face coverings.
We have strong language that says they are required when you enter into the property.
I think people just want to come out and have a good time at the theme park, and wearing a mask will be one of those parts of doing that.
We've also learned Busch Gardens, which is owned by SeaWorld, submitted its plans today to Hillsborough County. The city of Tampa will also need to sign off before the opening is officially approved by the governor. Disney says it hopes to open Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom July 11th, followed by Epcot and Hollywood Studios July 15th. SeaWorld's planning to open sooner on June 11th.